That's just universal fact. All pugs are named
All
Gretchen.
pugs are named Gretchen.
Right?
Cheers.
Cheers. Hi, everybody. That's a nice margarita that I got going on here tonight.
This is delicious water because I am a nerd.
Because it's been that kind of a day. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How you doing?
Right.
Welcome to the stream.
I'm Alistair. This is Marguerite.
Hi. How you doing?
Welcome to the show. Those of you who have been here before,
It is a margarite. Yes,
indeed.
very much so. Thank you.
Those of you who've been here before will know the drill, and right around now we're probably putting the kettle on as we scramble back onto the lower foothills of our bullshit. For the rest of you, we do three things in order.
Okay. Three things are accomplished in order, but there are many interesting diversions and side tunnels and side quests. And why are you crossing your arms at me? Because I did it first this time? Yeah. What are you? You're being adorable.
Yes, I am.
You were saying? Go ahead.
Anyway.
Yes,
we
exactly.
We do three things here. We normally...
Really? Just three?
We do three things here. Fuck you.
I'm waiting how long it takes you to get to celestial navigation.
We do three things here.
See, if you say it 3 times and you keep laughing, it's
Son
funny.
of a
You
biscuit.
you just go through it and then you keep going. Alistair's corpse again. We haven't even started yet. I've had a really big margarita tonight because it's been that kind of a day.
You know what? Over to you.
Well, no.
Why?
Because if you say to do it, I can't. We just have to talk.
So we do three things here. First off, we do an opening monologue, which is a chance for you to get comfortable, get hydrated, get your meds, eat some food, feed a pet. Doesn't have to be yours. Just be quiet as you seek out the house. Whatever.
Just random pets. Have a drink.
You, dog, remain still. Bread.
Right,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then,
Find a random animal and feed inappropriate food. Don't feed random animals inappropriate foods.
Yes.
That could get dangerous.
Dogs, it turns out, can't eat grapes.
Why not?
I don't know, but my buddy Miles has an adorable dog that genuinely looks like the one from Labyrinth, who had to spend the night at the vet because he ate a grape by mistake. Because he's the kind of dog that also, if something's in front of him, he goes, nom nom, nom nom.
Oh, okay, so don't feed dog grapes. Great. We've learned things tonight. Look,
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Yeah, no, okay, fine.
Then we will
that would have been hilarious. I should have just cut to the end screen. That would have been hilarious. Okay.
Then we're going to play some more Scarlet Hollow and continue investigating the town. I've been told that it might be a good plan to pop by the general store before we drop by the library.
Okay. Well, that does fit with our general plan of...
Go everywhere.
We go on
all
all...
last. Yeah.
Put your back to the plot and do all the detours first. Yes, exactly. Corpsing comes for Dustin. Many things have been coming for Dustin this week.
I have discovered the Hourly Possum account, which is post photos.
Really?
Post photos of possums.
Oh no.
Oh,
the Hourly Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin's going to be busy. And finally, we close out with Shenanigans, which this week is going to be some more hilarious St. Kilda whatnot.
Which is from The Secret of St. Kilda, an audio drama starring himself.
Hello, and also...
Well, I'm also present, which is fine. Mostly I do all the legal stuff in the background. It's been a very doing all the legal stuff in the background.
There's been a lot of law.
There's
been an awful lot of law.
An awful lot of lawing, the law harvest is quite good this year. Anyway, kickstarting now. We will put a link to that in the chat when I'm coordinated, which I am not at this current moment. Have I mentioned I had a margarita? It's just one, but I make them in mason jars, so you get what you pay for.
Serious business. Our fantastic opening art this week
is... A lawful lot. Thank you very much.
Is from Zombie Dogs, who you can find on Tumblr.
Push the button, Marguerite.
And it is Peter Lucas as Sam the Bald Eagle.
Which is hilarious. With Elias as Kermit the Frog, of course. Because...
Peter, come back.
Don't you dare.
Peter.
No! That was very scary. Don't do that again.
I was quite surprised by how good my Kermit is in short bursts, actually.
It's quiet, but it's good.
It's quiet. Hi there.
Okay, you're now forbidden from doing that. Don't do that anymore.
No.
That was creepy. Okay, thank you very much for the St. Kilda link in the chat, Zalia.
Thank you.
Where are we? I think we're almost to... Okay, so the Kickstarter funded in 20 hours, which is amazing. And we're working on stretch goals now. And the next stretch goal is pay people more, which is a lovely...
We're people!
Real people. Your people! Your people! They want to pay you more money. Wouldn't that be lovely?
Yes.
Exactly. Yes. Elias's Kermit was a big thing a few months back. There was the whole Magnus
thing.
Muppet thing.
Yes.
Speaking of things, let's have a little detour here. Do you want to set a timer? Would you feel better? Would you feel vindicated if you set a timer while I go on a tangent? Or should I just go on a tangent and you can realize that you forgot to set a timer and therefore I cannot be held accountable for how long this is? So let's do that. Lots is going on this week, right? In very adjacent places, there are things occurring. That's not gonna happen here. We're here to do some nice, relaxing fun. Well, okay, I say relaxing. It's a horror, choose your own adventure.
Horror is relaxing.
Horror can be very relaxing. But we're not gonna, spend a lot of time on the things that are occurring because everybody needs time to think and process and feel how they want to feel, and all of that is valid. But that's not what the next 2 hours is about.
And, also, this stuff is all taking place in adjacent spaces. But they're adjacent spaces.
Yeah.
And our job is to show up and entertain you. So that's what we're going to do.
It's weird that became our job. But it's fun, and I enjoy it. And so that's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about pop soup.
I've been here since I was around 15. Trust me, it's quite comfortable.
That's true. Mm-hmm. You're much more accomplished at that. I do law things. You do. Law is generally not all that fun. Though I did get to talk about how you would put a pitcher plant on trial for murder.
This was so freaking good. Oh, my God.
And I actually have this link at hand. So for those of you who are regulars, you may remember our amazing guest, Sarah Gailey. Sarah writes a fantastic blog, newsletter, website, I'm not quite sure how to describe it, called Stone Soup. And they have this series going on right now called Building Beyond, where Sarah will have a couple of different people talk about a topic. And the topic this week was, how would you put a pitcher plant on trial for murder? And so I'm back from extended travel, and my cat immediately suctioned herself onto my chest, and I share cuddly cat vibes with everybody. That sounds fantastic. And yes, Scott, the pitcher plant comes for nothing is basically it. So I got paired with an amazing writer named Sarah Hollowell,
whose debut novel releases this very day, I believe. Or yesterday.
Today or yesterday. I can't. What's the title? Remind me.
I believe it is A Dark and Secret Place. Or is that Jen's?
No.
Vamp. I'm going to disappear off screen.
No. Hang on. I have Twitter. I can do this. I totes have Twitter. Quick, talk.
So my favorite episode of The West Wing is Celestial Navigation.
I should have expected that. Let me find Sarah really quick. I can do this.
Although
how many Sarahs could there be on Twitter? I mean, come on.
There you go.
There we go. Sarah Hollowell.
A Dark and Starless Forest.
A Dark and Starless Forest.
And
which
it has
came
one
out this
hell
week.
of a cover.
And yes, so Sarah and I were both given the same prompt, which was a pitcher plant on trial for murder. And Sarah wrote a brilliant true crime podcast episode based on the premise. And y'all have met me, right? So I did a line-by-line legal analysis of what a pitcher plant going on trial for murder would be like. And it was very, very fun. And I enjoyed it. And I don't write things all that often. So I am sharing the fact that I wrote something with you. And speaking of things that I'm doing that I'm sharing with you, one more tangent. This stuff's dangerous. I drink one margarita and I go on a million tangents.
One margarita and you become me.
Whoa.
I know. That's how the universe ends, is it? Pond flirting with pond.
Do you become me then?
No, I'm not that well dressed or elegant.
I love you. But you are that tall. You're much taller than I am.
I'm tall.
I know. Nepenthes Ray is a great title for the article. I really love it. Don't at me about Latin declension was hilarious. What am I doing this weekend? I am at FireCon. And if you do not know what FireCon is, it is a fantastic BIPOC-centered genre fiction convention. This is its second year. It is a Hugo nominee for its awesome self. I am moderating, I am vending, I am paneling, I am all over the stinking place this weekend, which will be lots of fun. And I think registration is now closed.
It is, unfortunately.
Well,
but if you have access to, if you were able to get a ticket, you'll see me there from time to time as well.
Yep.
And
thank
also,
you so much for the links, all you.
And now this is one of my tangents, very briefly.
Yay!
One of the things which is always I believe the phrase is chapped my ass, as someone who grew up in a tiny ass island where
Kiss your grits.
yeah, where literally every possible piece of valid culture was a boat ride away.
Zalia. Thank you very much.
The idea of...
Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm just going to interrupt you by thanking people.
It's fine. It's the best type of interruption.
Okay, cool.
Basically, conventions for a lot of people are these amazing community hubs, and for me, they are things I couldn't get to because I couldn't afford them, or I didn't live close enough, or I wasn't brave enough sometimes. And I really love online conventions because they're in my house, but they're also not in my house using my stuff, you know? And FireCon is, I think, the evolving platonic ideal of the online convention, and one really important, like, if you can't make it, like I almost always couldn't when I was a kid, if everyone on the panel has signed clearances, they will release a YouTube video of that panel.
Yeah.
So the information is still available for everyone, and also at the same time, because obviously there are safety concerns, there are lightness concerns, there are legal concerns, which have to be respected. Everyone is safe. And I'm always very leery about saying this on camera because it sounds very harsh, and I'm not by nature a harsh man. But I think this is one of those instances where it's deserved. FireCon, in a lot of instances, is what a lot of conventions think they are.
Yes. I just have to jot a note. FireCon walks the walk. So it's not just talking about inclusion, they live and breathe inclusion. Yeah. And they're trying to move the needle in a positive and inclusive direction about access. So they have fringe programming called Bonfire, which runs the rest of the day. So it's a global experience. It's a great group of people. I'm very fortunate to be able to work with them, and I really enjoy working with them, and they don't take any shit, just like I don't. So we have aligned goals, shall we say. Do we have any more tangents?
I have a book which is coming out next month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
The Black Archive is Obverse Books' series of, I believe the technical term for them is monographs,
yep,
which are in-depth critical discussions of individual episodes of Doctor Who. Last week on Star Trek Day, they announced Gold Archive,
yep,
which is their Star Trek stream. I have one of the 2 launch books, which I believe may well arrive next month.
Oh my gosh, really that soon?
I know the plan is for them to be by the end of the year, but obviously editing and layout are things which we need to have a think about.
Oh my god, did you see these little Nas X doing baby...
Drop them in the feed, they're amazing.
Oh, this is hilarious. Sorry.
I've done... My first one for Gold Archive is on the Discovery episode Through the Valley of Shadow. And I'm really proud of it, because it's very me. It touches on everything from 16th century flower and sex enthusiast poet Andrew Marvell, all the way through to...
Because that was a thing you could do in the 17th century.
Yeah! All the way through to test pilot culture, through folks like very racist Chuck Yeager, and the initial Mercury astronauts, and how that maps onto Chris Pike, and the very nature of Starfleet captains themselves, and how Pike becomes this almost Arthurian figure.
You need to pin the tweet to your book, because I'm scrolling forever and I can't find it.
I would give up looking. I haven't mentioned it for a day or so.
Okay.
And, things never stop happening.
Twitter. We'll put it in the stream show notes for
That's
everybody.
right.
Don't
worry.
Flower and sex enthusiast. Yes. It was what they used to call me in high school. Tonight's gender. Sex and flower enthusiast. There we go.
Also the name of my Bloody Valentine cover band.
Excellent!
And Wendy, when you watch this on the Vodhalla, that is for you.
That is an excellent cover band title.
And on that note, let's jump into the opening monologue, which in a shocking twist this week is not from Nick Crowley.
Oh, no, I'm kind of disappointed, but, that's okay. We have to ration our Nate carefully now because we aren't getting our fresh supply of Nate on a regular basis. So Duck Pond has done a fantastic job of finding us an exciting little tangent entitled "When is a Bird a Burb? An extremely important guide by the Audubon Society."
The internet meme has been around for 7 years now, so it's high time we establish some ground rules. A note from the author. Upon further reflection, and a very good point made on Twitter, I can see that the shoe ball qualifies as a burb under Rule 3's Muppet exemption. Oh, we're in for a time. The piece has been updated to reflect this. There are certain terms that embed themselves into your consciousness like a woodpecker's beak in particle board. Burb is one of them. For those not terminally online,
Oh, I'm using that. Terminally online.
burb is affectionate internet speak for birds. Or in the style of King Shark, bird. The word began, as near as anyone can tell, when the absurdist Twitter account Birds Rights Activist tweeted the single word burb out on November 2012. 2 years later, it had multiple entries in Urban Dictionary and a dedicated Reddit forum.
Of course it had a Reddit forum.
The term is seemingly designed for the internet. One syllable, beginning and ending with B, connoting a pleasant roundness, a warm mouthfeel. What a good burb, you might say. Or, I'm so glad we went burb watching. Or, I love Alfred Hitchcock's The Burbs.
The burbs. It's like the suburbs. But Alfred... Ooh. Oh, God, that would make it amazing. Hash... Ooh.
Ah, there we are. Mm-hmm.
Okay, put that one on the list too. The burbs.
Burb is a slightly daffy word from the same school of internet absurdity that gave us lolcats, Icon has cheeseburger, and Doge.
Doge.
Which one does Elon Musk say?
I don't know why.
Because I'm not fucking saying that.
It's Doge.
Okay, Doge, which for me will always be the Spy Kings of Venice, but that's because I'm extra.
Much meme. Very cute. Wow.
Yet unlike these online gags or memes, burb functions as a category rather than a stock character. It is roughly akin to doggo or snake. Yet all dogs and snakes are contained within these words. Burb, on the other hand, remains amorphous. Sit outside an Austin coffee shop on a pleasant fall day.
Did Wood write this?
And many urban birds... There's not enough swearing. And many urban birds present themselves for perusal, strutting, sardonic grackles, chatty parakeets, bustling sparrows. Which of them are burb? Are some birds more burb-like than others? What is a burb, really?
This is so my thing.
First, let's consider the canonized usages. The subreddit...
We're already into nomenclature. I fucking love it.
r/burbs defines a burb as any bird that's being funny, cute, or silly in some way. Urban Dictionary has a more varied set of definitions, many of which allude to a generalized smallness. A video on the YouTube channel Lucid Chart offers its own expansive suggestions. All birds are burbs. A chunky bird is a borb, and a fluffed up bird is a floof. Yet some tension remains. How can all birds be burbs if smallness or cuteness are in the equation? Try calling a shoebill a burb and it will fucking kill you. Clearly some birds get more recognition for an innate burbness. What this question requires, therefore, are some basic operational rules.
Because rules help control the fun! This is my kind of article.
I'm going very, very Professor Farnsworth on this, and I like it. Well done, everyone. Rule 1. Burbs are often, though not conclusively, small. Adult ostriches are thus disqualified, as is any bird larger than a turkey. Warblers, sparrows, flycatchers, and other songbirds are the most likely demographic.
Okay.
Even large birds start small, however. An ostrich or crane chick is absolutely a burb. We may understand then that while burb can be a developmental stage, some birds are burbs their whole lives.
I feel that.
Rule 2. Burbs are often, though not always, round. People tend to regard round animals as cuter, and round objects in general to be more pleasant. This shape factor also complements the aforementioned roundness of the word burb itself.
Given this, the rounder or floofier a bird is, the more burb-like it is likely to be.
Here again, classic songbirds and rotund ground birds like grouse and ptarmigans have the advantage.
I love that ptarmigan is spelled with a P.
They look like little balls of fluff, an important component for burbness.
Fluffness is very important.
Most hawks and eagles are too sharp and angular to qualify under this metric.
Pointy burb.
The same goes for many gulls, cranes, crows, and grackles.
Loud burb.
If the pileated woodpecker didn't lose its burb status under Rule 1, it does now. Though smaller and rounder woodpeckers like the downy or red-bellied are most certainly burbs.
Rule 3. Burbs appear cute.
This gets into slightly dicier territory. Isn't cuteness subjective?
Very much so.
Up to a point, but Rule 2 helps here. Humans tend to like looking at round and fluffy things. So much so, in fact, that violent or unseemly behaviour does not disqualify a bird from burbness. The aggression of hummingbirds, the Vlad the Impaler antics of shrikes are fucked up. The brood parasitism of cuckoos, and brain eating of great tits. Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
Are immaterial to their round fluffiness. You could post a picture of any of these on Reddit under Murder Burb, and nobody would blink.
So murder is a valid characteristic of cuteness. So you can be a burb and be cute and be murderous. I think I found my niche. Great. Again, eagles and other large raptors are a bit too majestic and fierce looking to count under this metric.
However, silliness or absurdity also come into play. The potu bird is large and not particularly fluffy, but its generally muppety appearance makes it a contender for the title. Even the terrifying shoebill sneaks in with this exemption. This has been written by someone who has never seen a shoebill.
Now that we've laid out some basic guidelines, let's test them.
The following can be unquestionably judged as burbs, hitting the natural sweet spot of round, fluffy, and small. The vast majority of songbirds, burrowing owls, elf owls.
I didn't know elf owls
Me
were
neither.
a thing.
Both screech owls, American kestrels, and other small raptors also qualify. So do prairie chickens, quail, shoebirds like sandpipers, and smaller seabirds like puffins and penguins.
Parrots of all sizes are in, despite some of them being quite formidable, because culturally they scan as cute.
Little waders like the green heron are in, but the great blue heron, sorry,
Not a
not a
burb.
burb. Big raptors, while incredible and fascinating creatures, are not burbs. The same goes for large seabirds like gulls and albatrosses.
Too
Swans and geese have solidified a reputation as terrors and are worryingly big besides.
But their babies are very cute.
Military-grade seagulls. Fuck gooses.
Fuck gooses.
Most cranes, herons, and storks are too large and tanky. And then you
Lanky.
get I prefer tanky.
Oh, they are.
And then you get to birds like the cassowary, which is perhaps the least burb-like bird on the planet. Its chicks may qualify as burbs, see Rule 1, but the adults most definitely do not. Now, one might reasonably ask why it matters which birds qualify as birds.
Strictly speaking, of course, it doesn't.
But viewed sidelong, it becomes a taxonomic game, akin to, is a hot dog a sandwich? These sorts of debates are fun, partially because they reveal real fault lines in our operational definitions. It's a chance to take stock, not just of what we think about birds, but how we think about birds. Defining burb also means interrogating our impressions. It's not only about rating them, it's about reminding us that, regardless of burb status, all birds are good.
No, they're not. All birds are absolutely positively not
Fuck
good.
gooses.
Fuck gooses.
Also shoebills, just don't say that to their face. They will eat you.
So will geese.
Yes.
Especially geese with a knife chasing after the small boy in the store to steal his glasses. And be on
Remain
TV.
still! Fancy lad.
Fancy lad. Exactly. That was delightful.
It was lovely.
Well done, Ducky. Thank you very much. Should we go to the general store?
Would you like to play a game?
Okay, Wendy's not here this evening, and everybody else in this chat's too young to get that reference. I love you dearly, but we're getting old.
Joshua is sad.
I'm gonna drink my margarita. And
We should
go to
play the game now.
Horrorville, right?
Previously on Scarlet Hollow.
Not yet. Not yet. Put your headphones in first. All right. We're about to switch over to the game, everybody. So we will adjust the sound volume. What other kind of volume would there be? Anyway.
It's too bright. Adjust the color volume.
It's going to be that kind of night.
My sandwich is too salty. Turn down the salt volume.
I swear to God. Oh! It's going to
Do
be...
we have a cheese volume? I would like a cheese volume.
Would you like me to turn up the cheese volume? Turn up the cheese. I don't think we can turn it up anymore. Good night, Four Rats. Have a good evening.
Have a good one for us.
All right. Catch you up on the VOD. Alrighty. Here we go, folks. Get ready for the game. But first I have to find it. There it is!
There it is. It's playing. It's out there.
Yay!
It's waiting for us. We never really left. Buried alive. Buried alive.
There we go. Alright, so. Oh, Scott, thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Scott, for admitting you are an old. I don't... Okay. I'm sorry. we're all good in there.
Classic. Classic.
Classic. You're a classic. Absolutely. All right.
Previously on Scarlet Hollow.
Ka-kong.
Before
you do that, I'm just checking chat. How are we doing game volume-wise? Compo switch, you make a mighty fine point. Notice how there's kind of a warping effect going on now? And this is with the moving and the...
Oh, beans.
Now, the crumbling I remember, and the leaves I remember.
That didn't happen before.
Kind of... warping of the universe.
Oh.
Thank you for that. This is fine.
Bum.
This is all fine.
Oh, the house is going all weird.
I barely hear the music. I have it down pretty low just because I didn't want it to overpower. And the game music is now cycling, so it's not currently playing if you're not hearing anything at the moment.
By the way, the excellent music is done by the incredibly prolific Brandon Boone.
Yes.
Whose Bandcamp page is several orders of magnitude larger than every other one I've ever visited. If you have the opportunity and the means, it's definitely worth your time.
Yeah. There are also soundtracks for both episodes to date of Scarlet Hollow. And if you don't think I'm listening to them, you are wrong.
I meant to tell you, I also found a 10-hour ambient work to this track of noises from Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum.
Is that a good thing?
Not when the demons arrive around hour 8.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, without warning?
Oh, really?
Oh, okay. So maybe we'll listen to the first 7 hours of it. And then...
All right. Okay.
Yes, Brandon Boone is known for working with a lot of different podcasts, including No Sleep. That is correct. I think we met him when they were through in London.
When they did the live show a couple of years back.
You know, in the before times.
In the before times, when we went places. And
Thank you
saw
very
people.
much, Compost. Sounds like
Thank you,
everybody's
Compost.
got a good balance on the sound. You may proceed with the recap.
Previously on Scarlet Hollow,
Kong Kong.
having successfully spent the night in Stella's
Guest room.
we took down our really very angry cousin in public, which needed to be done, and then went into town to do some research.
Yep.
That turned into going to the diner to hang out with Avery and kind of get pumped for information.
And kind of flirt, too.
Yeah, and kind of flirt a wee bit. The next two options are go to the general store and go to the library. We're going shopping.
Of course we're going shopping. So with that, we will resume. You leave the diner ready to continue your day. So we can either swing by the general store or we can head to the library.
We probably need...
I hear burbs.
Also, there has been no breakfast. Perhaps the general store has snack food.
That's true. I mean, Stella says that she brought a lot of snacks with her, but I haven't had any yet, and as a character, I'm probably hungry. Also, just a bit of a reminder that there are content warnings for this game. The content warnings at a high level include common phobias, death and dying, horror themes, mental health and trauma, violence, children in peril, and swearing. There is a list of all the content warnings at the link in the chat. Just note that it contains content warnings for the entire game.
So there will be spoilers.
So there may be spoilers because this is a branching narrative, so there may be content warnings for content that we actually didn't experience. But, yes, Scott, we still have these ridiculous boiled peanuts as well. And if you have difficulty remembering the characters that we've encountered so far, there is a dramatis personae that is being updated as we go along. And with that, I'm going to have a little more of my margarita. And shall we go by the general store?
Let's go do some retail.
Retail therapy! This is your first time seeing the general store in the light of day. A young man sits at the table by the register, too preoccupied with his phone to care that you've stepped in.
This is really, really nice.
It's very nice. Look, we got a possum. We got a whole bunch of taxidermy. This looks to be a map.
Came for Dustin.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that. Local artist prints. Look at the adorable plushies. What's that say? Pulled from the Scarlet Mine, authentic rocks, assorted minerals, fresh pickles! Pickle barrel.
In a barrel.
Pickle barrel. Yeah, this is so North Carolina. It's not even funny. I like the tea, though that says closed. Ooh, that store's open. That makes me suspicious. Anything else? Pespy! A young man... Oh, there we go.
We're not offering him the
Oh,
boiled
God, we can offer him the boiled... What is with these boiled peanuts? I swear to God! Explore. You should leave town. There are monsters in the woods. Let's not do that. Hi, I'm Petra. If I wanted to buy chips or something, do I talk to you? Or what you doing on your phone? Who the heck asks that? Let's be honest. I'm not offering him boiled peanuts. Let's just introduce ourselves. How about that? Those plushies are Abby's in real life pets. Wednesday the snake, Nubs the... axolotl, and Spoons the cat.
That is ridiculously cute.
I'm so cute. Pickle Barrel. Oh, God. All right. There's this restaurant chain in California. Can't even remember what it's called anymore. I just remember the giant yellow cups. And it's a barbecue chain. And it's a cruddy West Coast barbecue chain. But when you buy a meal there, you get unlimited pickles and you get unlimited ice cream. So the joke was always, that's always where you take pregnant women because they can eat whatever they want. It's fantastic.
Not Dickies, is it?
It was Dickies. I think it was Dickies. It's been a long time. And they had the best ice. They had the right kind of crushed ice. And sweet tea. Real sweet tea.
Sweet tea, y'all.
Oh, I love sweet tea. All right. Hi, I'm Petra. I just got to town yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Mom told me.
What's your name?
Miles.
You're done here? No. Let's buy some chips or something. So if I wanted to buy something here, do I talk to you or?
I guess, yeah. Kanika decided to skip work today, so of course, whatever plans I had didn't matter. Just take the chips, I don't care.
Yeah, he is. Prototypical. Snake Barrel is not a good restaurant. No. But wouldn't that make Kanika mad?
Well, she wouldn't have left me in charge while she's off doing whatever. If Kanika cares about running this place, right, she can hire someone else and let me live my life. She inherited the store, and I don't want to keep getting suckered into working here just because I'm a brother.
You became very Irish for a moment there.
We make most of our money on bulk orders anyways. A bag of chips doesn't make a difference. You wee bastard.
Thank you. No, I'm not about to steal stuff. I'm not gonna steal, thanks.
Have it your way.
Fine. Is everybody happy? We're gonna offer him the boiled peanuts. He's just gonna be like, you're disgusting, get away from me. The young man looks up at your now quite pungent bag of peanuts, curls his lips in disgust, and returns to his phone. Oh. Like a human should.
What you doing?
I'm not telling him there's monsters in the woods.
No, I think we're done.
And let's just ask. What you doing on your phone?
Games. You probably haven't heard of them.
Oh god, he's a hipster gamer. Great. Yeah. Okay. Like pulling teeth. See you, Miles. Miles doesn't respond as you turn and leave the general store.
I could have been worse. Could have got a bye.
Yeah, I was expecting a whatever. I didn't get any snacking morsels. I'm very disappointed here. Ooh, look, there's donuts too.
Oh,
man, we could have had donuts. Boiled peanuts do not improve with age. Miles doesn't respond as you turn and leave the general store. I think it's time to go to the library. I hear many burbs. I heard birds. I do not know if they are burbs, but they sound small.
Because that is science.
That is science. Science, isn't it? Oh, pretty. Reading adventure. That's really grim. Ah. You enter the former town hall. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh, hey, you made it! Settle in with Stella and Kanika, or shush Stella, and point at all of the books before heading over to her table. I'm not about to shush somebody in their own town library. What kind of bad manners is that? Yeah, right? I'm exactly there, Scott. What is this picture? I'm like...
That is a man I'm choosing to believe being carried from a forest fire, not towards one.
He is currently tied to an iron beam and there are small children cavorting around him. So I'm going to try not to interpret the Wicker Man mining town vibes here and just go on with, yeah, it's very not ADA compliant unless there's an elevator in the back somewhere. Agreed completely.
Picture a world where OSHA does not exist.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's settle in with Stella and Kanika. I'm not going to shush them. That's rude. You head over to Stella and Kanika's table and settle in. Glad you found the place. Hey, Petra. You look tired.
You can't just tell someone that they look tired.
Snitch on Miles. It was hard. Snitch on Miles? I don't want to snitch on Miles. That's rude.
Also, very racist.
Yeah, exactly. Should we echo Gretchen? Kanika, you just can't tell someone they look tired. But, I mean, Kanika can tell someone they look tired. She wants to. I'll sleep when I'm dead. It was hard to fall asleep last night.
That seems like a good neutral one.
Yes, this is a nice neutral. Let's not piss everybody off and, be a snitch. Yeah, it was pretty hard to fall asleep last night, all things considered.
With all of those dreadful creatures in every nook and corner, it's a wonder you got even a wink.
I can't say I got a wink myself. Yeah, same. Anyways, I guess we should get started.
Hey there, strangers.
Who is that? And he has an adorable bow tie. I adore him.
And literal stranger.
No! Stop with the peanuts! Oh my gosh, you're killing me. Let's introduce ourselves, shall we? Hello, Professor Dad. Yes, right? I know. Wow. Hey, I'm Petra, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral.
Oh, I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left.
Well timed, Tealding.
But that Scarlet resemblance, it's strong.
Dude.
I'm sorry. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian, and only librarian.
Oh, I feel your pain, my dude. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they've got it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people.
One of which was probably called Evolution, the Coming Storm. Oh, you're all too kind, but speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town?
I don't know that name. Do we know that name?
No, he has a daughter.
We don't know that it's a daughter.
I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there.
Okay, he's a dad.
You know the crowd she hangs around with.
Dun, dun, dun. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing, teen stuff.
Says the cryptid hunter.
I went up there plenty of times in my day, but, I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. Let's explore. Let's figure out more about this. Oh no! Are the teens in peril? I know, right? This is totally going to be something we're going to run. Right? It could be a Dream Daddy crossover. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens, like I just said. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese.
I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home.
I sound like an old if I say I don't like the thought of teens
getting in the woods with the ditchlings.
Mischief. Oh my gosh, please. I'm sure she's fine. You might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here.
Is that so?
Kanika's right. There's some weird stuff going on out in the woods. Says a cryptid YouTuber. actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of creatures called ditchlings? They're a type of cryptid that shows up around places on the brink of disaster. They're kind of like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta.
That's a lovely description.
It is a lovely description. Kanika's mom told us about him last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods.
Ditchlings. Doesn't ring a bell.
Dang. Worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our small town, where would you start looking? Look at the little drawing of the ditchling on her notepad. It's so cute. Look at Gretchen's face.
Well, they say history repeats itself, so I would probably try and figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something?
Oh my gosh, this is so you. I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen.
We both know that's not going to happen.
There's biscuits in the middle of the table.
table.
That's totally gonna happen.
Ah, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old girl. Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs?
Look at her face. Aww. Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. Aww. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in those woods. No, let's not say that.
I think
the brutalizing the
local
wildlife sounds good, yeah. Whatever's out there in the woods has been brutalizing the local wildlife. I don't think it's really all that safe.
I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again.
Is his look at this! Look at his phone case! It's a library checkout card! Oh my gosh, that's so cute! I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure we keep our eyes peeled.
Thanks, Kanika. And Petra, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you please let her know her dad is worried about her?
Oh, he's so sweet. Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him! Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. Look, she's like, human things.
But Mom, biscuits.
All right. Got our snacks, got our source documents. Let's get this research party started. This is gonna be so much faster with the two of you here to help me out. I'll be doing most of my research online. You never know what kind of weird biases the folks writing those books might have had. Whatever you find online might be biased too, you know. Which is why we're cross-referencing things. Yeah, you're right. It's good to cast a wide net. Guess the books are up to me and Petra. Reading awaits. I like the music. Look at Gretchen. I'm helping!
I'm just going to stare at you while you read things.
Right.
Eventually there'll be another biscuit. Oh God, it's me.
Oh, honey. I love you.
I love you too.
Explore. Flip through Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader.
Hoo-hoo.
Appalachian folk monsters, or reading is for suckers. Let Kanika and Stella do the work for you.
Let's hit up Appalachian folk monsters.
Yeah.
Or
Let's save that for last.
Because that's where the plot's going to be.
All right, let's hear about Ancestor Dude.
Racist McGillicuddy, town leader.
Silas Everett Scarlett was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlett in 1818, one of 12 siblings. He grew up in eastern Northern Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the Army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlett.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
That's useful.
Cool.
The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his services in the Indian War. Great. And he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. Yeah, I'm with you, Goblin. Nice dude. Sarcasm. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10.
What?
Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlett, and their 8 children.
Oh, the phrase husband's bulge just went through my mind.
I'm very sorry.
Oh, dear.
Okay,
Alright.
Alrighty.
Content warning, oldness.
Old-timiness. Yes, exactly. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Oh, great fraud. Thus he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. Yeah, stand up, dude. You're finished with this one. Damn right I am. Yeah, content warning, 1800s white Southerners. Very much
content warning, y'all.
No, not y'all, but him. You finished with this one.
I love how you close the book and Gretch is like...
All right, let's see. Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines.
You want me to take this one?
Okay.
Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy.
And worn to a nub by a wife and 8 children.
Oh, how stunning that he was a racist. Silas Scarlett also lost his eldest 2 sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest, Andrew Jackson... Silas. Seriously. Scarlett to take charge of the mine.
Lovely.
Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country.
And most exploitative.
Andrew Scarlett built the surrounding town into what it is today. Cool. With expensive stone buildings. Pardon me.
A bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet Estate that was, until 1889, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region.
Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the death of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlett's eldest son, Theodore, who had taken over for his aging father during the bustle of the war. His brother, Enoch V. Scarlett, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town.
So this is how your family made its fortune. And finally, thank you, Appalachian folk monsters, but of course. A few entries catch your eye.
You want to take turns?
Ooh, all sorts of stuff. Yeah, we'll start with the Wampus Cat. Go ahead. Oh my gosh, stop! Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus Cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down and, by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of the region from its evil. I love the art.
Me too.
Others say the creature comes from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wildcat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, fight the patriarchy, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness and serve as a warning to anyone who dares go against tradition. Oh, we are not going to get along. All right, Tommyknockers. You take the Tommyknockers. Ooh.
Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place.
And now a talipo. They look to be scones, yeah. They're in the triangle shape that usually comes with scones. Oh. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick and ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. Let's just say yes. Guess this'll have to do, he said to his dog, and threw the tail into a pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke to the sounds of long nails scrabbling across the wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only rumpled spots on the covers where he'd been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him.
Folks might want to brace for possible incoming awful.
Yeah. I want my talipo. A high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. Go away, he screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood accompanying its movements. Go ahead.
I want my talipo.
The creature growled again. I'll get my dog after you, the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen.
I want thy talipo!
Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning all that remained of the hunter, the dog, and his cabin was a chimney standing alone in the woods. Look at this lovely piece of art.
Wow.
That is lovely. And we closed the book with a resound thump.
Good. Okay.
You close the book and put it back and leave the library and get your coat and run.
It was nice seeing you all. I have to leave forever. Goodbye.
I think I'm all done. Let's check in. I love how people in the chat are like, I grew up on that story and I love seeing it. Oh, I love mythology. All right, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the Ditchlands here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Who are you? Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps up onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Is this the mayor? Oh, I hope this is the mayor. Is this the mayor? Okay. I love him.
Little meow.
Aw, hey, Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find.
Pixel, my dear friend, it's been too long. How have you been?
Gretchen looks so happy.
Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff?
You've gotten Puss in Boots, of course you have.
Of course I have.
Don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats.
Ah, fantastic. Snack time.
Yum, 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 yum.
Sorry if Pixel's bothering you folks. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him.
Oh, let's talk to the cat.
Yeah.
Hey, Pixel. What do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods?
I'm an indoor cat. I don't know nothing about no woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now that our house got haunted. I'm sorry, what now?
I'm sorry, what now? Should we tell them?
Yes.
Pixel says your house is haunted? What's up with that?
How did you know?
I'm sorry, what? I guess Petra's either psychic or she can talk to animals.
We've been living in the library for a little bit. It's been great. Way more snacks. Way more scritches. Except sometimes there are too many scritches.
Look at his face. Hold up. What kind of haunting are we talking about here? Unexplained noises, objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places. I need details.
Class 3 full body floating phantasm.
Oh, Oscar, don't get her hopes up like that.
Nothing like that, sorry. The floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood. And I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple of times.
Wait, you've seen a full body apparition? Can I see it? Oh my gosh, she's related. Stella, it's probably just a dirty pipe or something. But what if it's a ghost? I love how we're like, excuse me, can we go back to the part about the blood? It's totally a ghost. Let's go bust it. Do we want to say it's totally a ghost? Let's go bust it. Come on, it's fine.
Yes.
It's totally a ghost. Let's go bust it.
You're more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night?
Yes! We'll be there.
Also, about the blood.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creepy pipes.
Yay.
Let's not insult the cat, shall we? Let's leave Pixel be. But I want to explore. Let's ask. Why do you let a paper shredder freely wander a library?
Why don't you mind your own business?
Oops.
Have you seen this little guy's face? How could I say no to that?
Hey, Ocean. Alright, we'll leave Pixel be now. At least we didn't give Pixel the peanuts. You decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep.
I sleep now.
I'm waiting for purring. I have no purring. I'm sad.
Okay, I'd better get back to shelving. Let me know if you'll need anything.
Why would we think there's a cult here? What the heck? Oh my gosh, there's so many options! So many options! Okay, there's so many. Oh gosh. Let's talk about the books last.
Yeah.
Let's nuclear incident sounds like a good place. Because he's totally not eavesdropping.
I'm just arranging books over here.
Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Yeah, apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up mid-air and dropped a couple of bombs. I need to turn the music down for us for a moment.
That kind of actually happened. Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch, which failed to trigger on the descent. Fuck, it's me.
It is you.
Oh, God.
And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Oh, great. Thank you, Compost.
Right? Its conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up.
Great.
What? I'm sorry. Did you say they buried it? Do you need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your gal.
Oh, I love you, Gretchen. I don't think disarming nuclear bombs is part of our skill sets. Absolutely not. Also, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. I think we're good. I'm just saying, you never know with radiation.
Getting dangerously close to Nicki Minaj's cousin with this conversation.
We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up.
I've literally seen that movie.
So have I. I've missed this. You lean in and quietly whisper to Stella and Kanika. Do you guys think that there's like a cult here? Look at their faces.
Maybe the ditchlings were like summoned? The cops weren't suspicious, they were just crap.
Yeah. Maybe the ditchlings were like summoned as part of a ritual or something like that? Seems unlikely. Okay, good. Let's talk about this jerk. So Silas Scarlett. Wow. Wow, there are some very interesting options here.
Running the gamut from the Mother Jones answer to the Fox News answer here.
Yeesh, I figured old money from the South wouldn't be great, but he sure did some things to get where he was, huh?
That book is a perfect example of why you should use multiple sources for your research instead of trusting the first thing you read on a subject.
Yep, dude was a monster. The mines made a lot of money during the Civil War, too, and you can probably guess which side a North Carolinian business owner would be working for. Sorry you're related to him. I think this is a good option.
Yeah.
Silas seems like a terrible person, but I don't see what that has to do with bad omens or creatures in the woods. I agree, we're talking about ancient history here. Ancient, oh bless. Yeah, we probably have better leads.
It never hurts to have historical context.
Oh, Oscar, you are so pure.
He's not even.
Well, I live in a box in Ashtown, so it didn't pan out. Yeah, exactly.
He's literally just going,
Right? So about the coal mines, then. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. Okay, that was an entendre. Let's just move on.
Moving on. I think what happened after the mine collapsed.
It's a good question, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just yawning, I'm sorry. What happened after the mine collapse? The book just kind of glosses over that.
There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Oh, good.
Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow Mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. No offense or anything. I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw did. Still hasn't let the union in, though.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Tabitha, we're going to have words about that. There's a reason she and I don't talk.
It's because she's racist.
Well, maybe, but she's also a union buster.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Who's Charles Shaw?
You guys really seem to have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when somebody directly causes a monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this.
Oh, yeah.
People tend to spit when they hear your name. He got run out of town on a rail, you know. That's the painting. They literally ran him out on a rail. Whoa! And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it over on the far wall. He got off easy, if you ask me. Excuse me. A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions. I mean, color me shocked. Right? He messed up so bad they ran him out of town and painted it up on the wall.
That is the literal historical definition of fuck this guy.
Right? Yeah, it's pretty awful.
That's what that sculpture out front is for. Commemorating all the men and children who died that day.
Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there. Probably to try and show us how good we have it or whatever. A bar, if you ask me. You know, that could be what the Ditchlands are warning us about. Another collapse. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid. And besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with the kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Excuse me as I look to camera and say that's exactly what Tabitha's doing. Have you seen her house? Oh my god.
You don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right?
No, I don't think so.
Phew, had me worried there for a second.
I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is far safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. You never know. Whew.
This is a really tough one because there are the two really good ones for me. I'm not sure I agree with the collapse angle, but the mine seems important.
Yeah.
And now's a really good time to go, but what's Wayne's deal?
Yep. Let's try this. I like this option. I'm not sure I agree with the collapse angle, but the mines seem important. The whole town is built around them. Yeah, that's fair. They're bound to be relevant in some way. Hard to argue against that, but that doesn't really give us much to go on. Press X to doubt. Yes, exactly. And just because something seems obvious, it doesn't necessarily mean it's right or relevant.
Post-hoc, I got rubbed on.
Oh my gosh. Let's ask about Wayne. Do you think Wayne factors into any of this? That creep who keeps coming around my mom's tea room? He snuck up on us last night and called out Petra by name. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with him. Maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know. I buy it.
Writes down on a list of possible disasters.
Goes on the list.
She's so intense.
I know, she's so intense. Let's check
Appalachian
out
folk
monsters.
monsters.
Folk monsters. So, Appalachian folk monsters. Ooh, look at our keen eye.
Real quick, Ocean's just said, tea room. Wayne, I clearly missed this. Ocean, it was from about 4 or 5 sessions ago at the end of season 1, or the end of episode 1 rather. As we got to the house, this guy who we couldn't fully see, but whose chest is entirely red,
and seemed to be in a miner's uniform,
stepped out of the darkness and welcomed us to the town. And then Sybil basically came out and went, I can't help you, Wayne. Go home.
Yeah.
And he did.
The recap we did at the start of chapter 2 includes that scene again if you want to go and see it.
The funny boy,
yes,
indeed.
The funny boy. I like this keen eye thing. All of these stories I read were about revenge. Huh. Guess it's a popular subject for myths and urban legends. True.
Wampus cats sound like they could be mountain lions. That's...
Oh, let's do this one. I like it. My mom used to tell me that Taily-Po story back when I was little. I can't believe I forgot that one. It scared me so bad I didn't eat soup for years. I thought a monster might try and dig it out of my stomach if I did. I love that one. There's this old chimney in the woods that I used to think was the chimney from the Taily-Po, the one that was left after the thing did whatever it did. Now I know it's just because chimneys don't burn down, the wooden houses do. That doesn't mean it's not the chimney from Taily-Po. I've camped out there a couple times and I've seen pretty spooky stuff. Yeah, I watched that video. You saw raccoons. Oh my gosh, Kanika, I adore you. You're gonna get rabies one of these days, chasing after wildlife like that. What can I say? I like to live on the edge. Alright. Let's do Wampus Cats. Wampus cats kind of sound like they could be mountain lions, voiced like a woman crying out somewhere between person-sized and cat-sized. Definitely. They are 100% mountain lions. Kanika, you know there are no mountain lions up here. I thought you were supposed to be a skeptic.
Oh, Stella, one of these days you'll trust us.
But the myths are old, right? Mountain lions don't go extinct in the Appalachians that long ago. Those legends just haven't died off yet. Almost every cryptid can be tracked back to either a hoax or someone getting confused about a perfectly normal animal, sometimes both. Bigfoot, for instance, started as a prank. Then folks saw bears walking around on their hind legs and got freaked out, and now here we are.
Also, in fairness, bears walking around on their hind legs do look like they're mocking humans.
You'll eat those words when I get the first clear footage of a Bigfoot. If you manage that, I will print out a piece of paper saying Bigfoot isn't real and literally eat it. I promise.
I really like these two together.
I like these two. They're hilarious. I'm holding you to it. Do you think the ditchlings are Tommyknockers? What with the whole warning thing? Good thought, but Tommyknockers live in mines. That's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write it down though, on the list. Tommyknockers are literally just the sounds that happen with a bunch of rocks and wood are about to collapse. Are they? Or are they the sounds of mysterious creatures pounded on the rocks and support beams with hammers to cause a collapse? There's simply no way to know. Look at Gretchen's face.
Mom.
Let's move on. All right. Let's ask what they think.
Yeah.
What do y'all think? There's an awful lot of mind-related stuff in my notes. Maybe that should be our next stop. We can poke around, find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you're suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? Right? Yeah, total 100. 100%, I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there. Good. Let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I promise, Neeks. We're just gonna question some of the miners. Oh, no, that's all. I promise, Neeks. We're just gonna question some of the miners. And if that question gives us a good reason to poke around, say a cool abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface.
She is lying.
Okay, good. And hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it.
This, by the way, folks, this is absolutely the X-Files reboot I want. She's a Deep South cryptid YouTuber. She's a Deep South professional scientist and skeptic. They poke stuff and run.
They poke. Let's ask if maybe Tabitha can help us out. Because that will go well. Or we could say, all right, but let's stay under the radar. Now let's ask if Tabitha can help us out. Let's try.
Because we are exhausted Boy Scouts. You're going to shout at me for the thing, so I'll just do the thing.
Maybe Tabitha can help us out? No. I don't think she'd be super jazzed to see any of us snooping around the mines. I can't imagine what she'd do if we actually bothered her while she's trying to run the place. She does get a little grumpy when she's at work. You mean grumpy-er? Oh! Thank you, Kanika. Thank you. She gets grumpy-er at work. I'm pretty sure snark is that girl's baseline level of existence. Chatting over dinner might be a better way to get to know her. If you're okay eating boxed mac and cheese. We can sneak around the mines, no problem. I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled for her. She won't even know we're there.
This is literally the morning after a man died on her video. You know that, right?
Look at us going on a caper together. I miss this. I miss it too. I mean, sure, it's not under the best circumstances, but I've been so wrapped up in running the store, I didn't realize how much I miss being able to hang out with you. Though, there is something missing. Reese. Who's Reese?
Referenced a couple of times.
I really miss that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. Have you seen him lately? Nope. I've tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Petra. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Hell yeah, let's do it. All right, let's roll out. See you, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina.
Thanks, guys. I'll keep you posted.
All right, I'm going to pause here because we should probably stop. We've been gaming for it's 11:30. It's almost 11:30. We should probably stop here.
You want to take a 5-minute break, come back for shenanigans and sign off, or just push through and do shenanigans?
This seems like a really good place to... They're not actually Transformers, of course. I just love making the sound effect. All right, this seems like a pretty good place to stop. And then we can talk to Reese and then go get not trapped in the Mind's God, I hope, a little bit later. So, we're going to save our progress. No! No! Save. I said save. Save. Okay, save.
By the way, Kanika has an epic hat.
Oh, I know. I'm so jealous. Okay, fine. We're going to save here. I know, race bed's totally neglected. And then we're going to take a little break, everybody. And then we will come back for a little bit of shenanigans. I know, look, she's so stylish. Totally love her look. Even if she is in all black, that's not my thing, but good for her. Alrighty. We will see everybody in a few minutes. This is a good time to get a stretch, get a snack, get a drink, check on pets, check on medications, all that good stuff. And we will be back for some shenanigans in a few minutes.
da da dun 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 da 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 bum 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 bum.
Nice. It's a hoodie kind of day, isn't it?
Das Brox Chungus Thustra.
Really? I'm impressed you knew the title, but wow.
Classical education. Welcome back, everybody.
How's everybody doing? Our delightful Chungy boy he's in his little Martin sweatshirt today because it's kind of a giant hoodie sweatshirt kind of day, isn't it? This is for you, Wendy, because we love you.
Yes. Feel better soon, buddy.
Yes, exactly. I know. I love the little knot tee as well. I wish it was on a magnet.
I think it is. It's supposed to be.
It's not. No, this one isn't. The little burbs were on a magnet, but the little knot tee is not currently on a magnet. Needs to be. But, all things in the fullness of time.
Indeed.
Right. So, for shenanigans right now, in keeping with the St. Kilda tradition, we're going to do some more of the St. Kilda kind of promo-y things. I have to go to the shenanigans screen, though. I forgot. Hold on.
It's fine. No one can hear that.
Nobody can hear me.
No one could tell.
Nobody could tell at all?
It's fine.
Style it out. Totally style it out. So, what was that?
I was styling it out.
Okay. Okay.
As opposed to this, which would have been Cabbage Patch.
I love you very much.
I love you too.
Shenanigans now.
I love you. Please stop dancing.
Pezzy, you're getting a knot T tattoo.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, that's cute. That's super cute. Is it gonna be this cute though?
I think it might. I think it might.
Multiple eyes. This
I think it might.
This is awfully damn cute. Look at him.
Little fella.
Aww. Aww. Do you guys remember the first time when my Chaos Muse struck and we stocked all the things on an Alistair during the little knot tea shenanigan? Yeah, we might have been doing something with that. I'll just let you know.
There's also a load of video that we really should get around to doing things with, isn't
We
there?
have an awful lot of video that was recorded on a weekend not that long ago. On an excursion. An exciting excursion. We really, I could glue him to a magnet, but I just... Shh! I want Wendy to make me more with magnets. Yes, yeah. Very much so. Shall we? All right. So we have some St. Kilda themed shenanigans for you as Mr. the Narrator resumes.
Top tips for camping on St. Kilda. Pack a full set of thermal gear. It can get pretty cold, especially at night. If you can, try to pitch your tent somewhere sheltered from the wind. It's ferocious. Once you're in your tent for the night, don't even think about leaving again until sunrise. The whispering you can hear is nothing to worry about, and remember, it's rude to eavesdrop. Bring a torch. Bring two. Bring a spare set of batteries for each. You don't want to find out what lurks in the dark. And finally, St. Kilda is home to roughly 1 million birds. Remember, those aren't screams you hear. Just birds.
All these tips come directly from a very experienced camper, so you can trust them. And now, I think I put the Tumblr post already. Did I put the Tumblr post?
I think you did.
I'm going to do it again, just because I can. We got a hold of some old diary extracts from a St. Kilda local. Unfortunately, despite all the entries being dated, its author doesn't seem to have noted the year anywhere. It's odd. The paper, ink, and vocabulary used would suggest this was written long after 1930 when the island was evacuated. But that wouldn't make any sense. Unless...
Monday, October 3rd. Dark again when I rose this morning. Even after sun-up, darkness seems to persist. Must be due a storm. Will be the first of this winter. Went about business as usual until evening meeting. Everybody seemed to want to speak, so ran long. I don't see what the fuss was about. We all have to take turns clearing up the blood. Did some knitting before bed.
A continuation of the St. Kilda diary, thankfully slightly less ominous in tone than the last entry, but we can't help but wonder what they felt the need to burn.
Tuesday, October 4th. Storm is still brewing. Hope it breaks soon. Putting everyone on edge. Kids left school looking very excited today. Can guess what they've been learning about. Fed some old newspaper clippings to the fire. Cathartic. Quiet night in.
These meetings are starting to sound less and less like regular village gatherings.
Wednesday, October 5th. Starting to think that blue skies are just a myth told in fairy tales. Better winds were to blame for today's rushed meeting. Kept blowing the candles out, though I couldn't feel the draft. Finished knitting my scarf.
We believe the illegible text here to be some sort of local island exclamation, but unfortunately much of this page was obscured by water damage.
Where are we? I can't see.
Right here.
We've skipped one. Thursday, October 6th.
Oh! I've skipped today. Some of the text has faded with age and exposure. We've been recreating entries as best we can. It doesn't seem like anything too important is missing.
Thursday, October 6th. Illegible. Terribly ill again. Second time in a month, poor hen. Held off planting my potatoes. Don't think they'd outlast the storm. Went up Canacaras. I don't think I'll be out much during the storm. Lovely views, as always. Can't believe there are still some here afraid of the drop.
Go ahead and read the Friday one, because I already...
Friday, October 7th. Wholly illegible. The storm finally broke. Rain is so fierce, I fear it'll wash the island away. Can see lightning striking the bay from living room window. Don't think I'll be getting my milk delivery for a few days. Shame.
That is incredibly disconcerting. Saturday, October 8th. This page was completely obscured by scribbled lines in thick red ink. It's unclear whether these scribbles were meant to obscure some text or are simply the original content of the page. This is the last entry in our book. Looks like we're missing one, as the next book seems to pick up in December. Still no year. We'll update you as soon as we're done copying the text into a more legible format.
Sunday, October 9th. Storm still keeping most folk indoors. Better pray illegible soon. Went to meeting but school off due to weather. Roof has sprung a leak in 2 places. At this rate, I won't have enough buckets to last me till sunrise. Would take cleaning blood from illegible over this any day. Finally got my milk. Had nice tea by the fireside.
Did you know it was customary for couples on St. Kilda to take a honeymoon after the wedding ceremony? However, their choice of destination ranged from their neighbor's house to the house at the end of the street.
Not all construction work is equally enjoyable. For example, enlarging a drilled hole is boring, but fastening pieces of metal together is riveting.
Oh, dad jokes. Oh. Boo. Yes, exactly. Sleep tight, everybody. I hope the storm doesn't break.
Oh, it's too late for that. Anyway, St. Kilda is crowdfunding now, and it's so much fun. I really, really enjoyed working on this show. For those of you curious about the accent, firstly, my apologies, of course, to the entire Scottish nation. I was aiming for roughly halfway between Alan Bergen, who is the lead and has a voice like melted chocolate velvet, and frankly, probably Simon Pegg. In Star Trek.
No. That was more James McAvoy than Simon Pegg.
The difference is Pegg's very fast and he talks an awful lot at the front of his mouth because he's very excited all the time, and McAvoy is a little bit. He's very kind of measured and considered, and does that Scottish thing where the middle syllable of a long word is kind of a 180-degree turn.
But he actually finishes pronouncing each word, whereas Pegg just runs right into the next one.
If you haven't seen it, and I'll make sure it goes in the show notes. James McAvoy's SNL episode was that rarest of beasts, an SNL episode that's good, largely because he just fucking went for it. There is a hilarious sketch involving, I think, an American pop star's plane going out of control over a Scottish airport, and they basically just said, "Do Scottish things, James." and yeah. I did not know I needed to hear James McAvoy yelling, "Tempest Fugit, big man," until I did, you know.
Yes, that was very good.
So we're in some places between now and the next time that you'll see us. We are going to be at FireCon all weekend. Is that affecting our streaming schedule or not?
No, because there on East Coast time. So
Cool.
we'll be able to stream again on Sunday morning as well, and also on Friday.
Good job, 16,000 kilometer wide planet.
Yes, exactly.
So yes, on Sunday morning we will be continuing with Sexy Space Idiots who've gone through the big door and fought the dragon, and it hasn't gone well.
No, we saw the big giant space whale, and then we ran away because we died.
Yes. So we will be continuing with that.
But we learned that tonics are good things. They make you go faster, and we need more of them.
Yes,
because
indeed.
speed is the answer to all of our problems.
And then we will also be back here next Wednesday for
Yes.
more of Scarlet Hollow.
Oh, Sir Hawk. We did, in fact, have a whale of a time. Oh,
I'm high-fiving you so hard through the internet right now. It's so hot.
He's so happy. You forgot about the full lid on Friday.
And also, this Friday in the Full Lid, we have some really cool, this is going to sound so strange, we have some amazing size comparison videos for everything from kind of fictional houses up to game worlds.
Oh, I liked that one a lot. That was really good.
They're really cool. Those are the interstitials. The two stories are I go into more detail about why Firecon is great. And also, I take a long look at Debt is Just the Beginning, which is a fantastic indie role-playing game by designer Jacqueline Brick.
Nice. That sounds good. What else is going on? Isn't
You
that enough? Good
have
Lord.
the Sarah Gailey thing. We're at Firecon all weekend.
My panel is on Sunday at, I don't know what time, Eastern time. It's on Twitter. I'm sure you can find it. But I'm talking about law and legal systems in sci-fi fantasy world building, which will be really, really fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. And the rest of the time, we will be around. We have a vendor booth, so we can hang out. And there will be lots of cool panels going on. And I'll be around and moderating here, there, and everywhere. And it'll be good.
The only other thing I wanted to mention real quick is there is a game coming out in a few weeks called Jet to the Far Shore, which again, I'll drop the trailer for in the show notes, which looks really cool and interesting.
Did we see that one?
Yeah, I showed it to you. You're in the little ship traveling across the planet, investigating stuff.
Yeah, and it's a game that specifically says it's not about resource mining or conflicts, which I'm really looking forward to seeing how the mechanics work on it, because it looks very much like No Man's Sky. So it's probably exploration based in focus, which will be great.
Obviously, as we start to head, I think, towards the end of the third act of Sexy Space Idiots, we're starting to audition other games for the Sunday
because
stream.
the cute little kitty game isn't available yet.
Not yet.
Soon.
And there's that, and there's Last Stop, which we're also looking at.
What's the last stop?
I'll throw the trailer in for that too. That's the mysterious supernatural doings under London, and you play 3 people with 3 different plots.
Oh yeah, that one looked really cool,
Yeah.
but a little creepy, which is okay. But that sounds good.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, those will be in the show notes, which will go live very shortly. The full lid will be out on Friday. We'll be back on Sunday.
And I think that's everything.
Thanks very much, folks. I'm Alistair.
I'm Marguerite.
And this has been fun. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one. Good night.